So YouTube, is Clormo with another video tutorial for Alchemy in Logic Pro X Tutorials Season 3. And today we're going to start talking about the source edit window that is embedded in the sources area of Alchemy. So we're still not out of the sources completely. There's a lot of things that go into that source edit window, a little bit of details and parameters and areas, and it's in a way it's like its own little program inside of the sources area of Alchemy. So we're gonna have a few videos going through the different things, breaking them down little by little. And specifically today I'm going to be talking about the inspector global controls. And for that, I'm gonna need to do a little bit of an overview on the source edit window. So without further ado, let's just go right into Logic Pro. And we're still here with the sources. To access your source edit window, you just pretty much need to go to any of the sources that you have and go to edit. And this is your source edit window. Notice that you still have these 4 buttons here, so you can access any of them, right? And the sources independently of being in here. I'm gonna close this window just real quick. I'm gonna show you that to actually get any real benefit from the source edit window, you need a sample. We're going into Alchemy's sampler engine now with this tutorial. So what I did was in this little preset, source D didn't have anything. It was actually off. So what I did, just as a recap, I went to import audio, selected this from the main library if you want to follow, and did an import as an additive plus spec just because I want to have that ready in my source edit window, so for when I start the video. So the first thing is that the source edit window obviously is only accessible in advanced mode, and it's only accessible when you are, as I said, in one of the source tabs. And then I already did how to access it. You press the edit, and then this X here is going to close it. Then by default, the next thing I'm going to say is that you're going to be looking at the main window. So notice the main button is active, and you have further controls and further windows to edit from, but they can be opened by just clicking them. So you have additive, and you can see we're gonna go into this in the detail later, so I don't wanna get too much into it now. And then you have spectral. Those are active and available, obviously due to the way that I imported the audio for source D, which was off. And notice I can still do that here, right? So you have those two also available to you, additive and spectral, but by default you come into the main window. So the main edit window is divided into 3 main areas, and they interact with each other. You can either edit the parameters graphically in the key map. So this would be the key map editor, and this would be your zone waveform editor. I did a little bit of this in the overview video for Alchemy. So you can fine-tune your sample here, which is a little bit similar to EXS24, except you don't have a waveform window in EXS24, but you have a key map, and you have your sample loaded into all of those keys. You can also do some editing in the inspector area, which is the 3 buttons I already mentioned, and then you have you can access your sources. And then let's say if I go to additive, I could go in here and also fine-tune my sound, right? It lets me do very specific and very detailed edits to the sound and to the samples that I have. So this is just takes it to a whole nother league of its own, really. That's why this is just another program inside of it. So I hope you are now grasping the why I need to break this down further to make sure that you understand it and it's clear, and it's also useful for you to use these tutorials to go back and fine-tune very specific portions of your sound. So the inspector shows you some global parameters. They're like group functions, zone parameters, and we're gonna go into those in a moment. Like I said in the beginning, the video is actually to cover the global controls, but I need to do this overview of the zone edit window just to situate you into what you're looking into this little engine. Like I said, the key map editor is here and nothing different. You have some keys, and when I press, you can go up and down the scale and you're gonna hear your sample. If you don't have a sample loaded, this will be empty, and this area interacts with the zone waveform parameter, or the zone area here in the inspector window. Then you have the waveform down here. It's a graphical representation of your waveform. We have seen that before. I can also do some edits here with my start and ending of the sample, and so on and so forth. Now moving on to what we really wanted to cover here. So the source inspector is divided also mainly into 3 parameter groupings. So you have your global and source parameters, group parameters, and zone parameters. Your A, B, C, and D buttons, like I said, simply select the corresponding source, and you also have you can load right from the pop-up, and which is your source select field. Notice, like I said, if you don't have, I don't have any samples in A, B, and C, so I'm not seeing anything in the key map or waveform windows, but I do have something in D, so you see how that changes to that. Then your on and off button is just gonna enable or disable the source that you have at the moment, which is, if I close this again, will be exactly as pressing that guy. So it's neat that you're going into this other completely new area in Alchemy that's tied to the sources, but it's still giving you good level of control over what you're selecting and what you can put on and off. So you don't have to close this every time if you just want to work with one source at a time, and you can turn it on and off from here. Then to the right of the source select field, which you can also has the same functionality with the previous and next arrows, you have also the solo button, which is gonna solo that source that you have selected for your A, B, and C. And really with that, I'm gonna close the tutorial because I want to go then for the inspector group controls next, and that's a little bit more involved. It has a few more parameters. We're going to be talking about this area specifically, and then the zone control is going to be the next video. So you can see there's a few other parameters in there, so it's going to be a little bit longer video, so I'm going to have 2 separate for those. So that necessitates for me to close this tutorial at this point, but fear not, I'm going to go little by little and you're gonna understand it. It's a really really unique way of shaping your sounds. It's, I want to say, it's sculpting clay. It's really sound design, and you can do it from taking your library samples from Logic itself, and once you get comfortable with that, then you can go ahead and use your own samples and edit them this way once you understand how things go. Before I really give the goodbye here, I just want to play that preset and show you how this little sample, right, this grand block piano note affects my preset just by a simple addition of it. So that's how it sounds originally. And now I'm gonna turn this on. It gives it more depth. It gives it more variance. It's that itself sounds good. Like for an intro, you can start adding little things. I know that's not new. I have shown you how a sample interacts with some MIDI information that you are bringing into Alchemy from an Apple loop or whatever. But how I brought it up then gives me these options, so you can see how very detailed I can get and what many possibilities that opens up. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, make sure to subscribe to the channel and share with others so that I get my work across. And no, I have not forgotten about the new look, and no, I have not forgotten about uploading my written content into YouTube, which I will be doing. The problem is, and this is just more for personal note, I have a last minute travel arrangement that had to be done for my day job, so that's gonna take me off. I'm gonna be in China, so that's gonna take me off basically for a whole week. I won't be able to work at the pace that I'm trying to get through with Alchemy and upload all the other stuff, and also upload all the new beats that I have. I haven't been paying too much attention to the beats because I want to get everything straightened away. But anyway, with that out of the way, as usual, if you have any questions or want to reach me or want to just comment, you can comment on this video. You can send me an email, contact me through my webpage, or follow me on social media. All my contacts are there down on the bottom of the video in the graphic. Thanks for the support, and peace out, YouTube.